What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. No, I'm just playing. Okay, today we're going to talk about the concept of LARPing. LARPing is one of the most LARPing is one of the most funnest things that you can do as a person in your early to mid 20s. It's just the possibilities are endless with how many things you can get away with and how many things you can discover just by doing the concept of LARPing. So, just to refresh everyone's memory, what exactly is LARPing? LARPing, or LARP, I guess, stands for live action role playing. And the actual term that came from it was for people that used to do it was for people that did cosplaying and, those type of Civil War type of reenactments and all that crap. That is the original true definition and true concept of LARP, is you're just role playing as these characters and really immersing yourself in the role to, I don't know, I guess just to be whatever it is that you want to be in the moment, I guess. That terrible explanation, but that's essentially what the original LARPing was. LARPing nowadays has evolved, and if you end up too deep into the LARP, then you might end up catching yourself in these weird situations, and it turns out that there's a difference between LARPing, and there's a difference between just being a LARPer and just a straight up poser, like someone that is just completely too far off the end and they're trying to do something that they're not. Like, that's just straight poser. But the reason why I wanted to talk about LARPing is because right now that term itself has a very negative connotation, because so many people are taking it to the extreme where the LARP is just straight up performative stuff that they're doing it for the wrong reasons, like clout or wealth, or just, it's mainly for clout. People are doing it mainly for clout. And what the reason why I like LARPing so much is not because of that. It's because if you LARP correctly, right? If you try and LARP correctly and kind of go out of your comfort zone to do certain things that people would consider LARP based off of what they know about you, it can do so many great things for you, and it can change many trajectories in your life that you wouldn't think would be possible if you didn't LARP to some extent. So let me explain a little bit more about what I'm talking about. When you decide to indulge in some LARP, whether if that's with a different activity or, TV show, different interests entirely, when you indulge in LARP and you kind of just really immerse yourself into that said topic, the thing is you're trying to act like something that you're not, but it's also you're what's the best way to say this? It's just like you're trying to indulge in things, and essentially it's pretty much faking it until you make it. That's the point that I'm trying to get across. When you LARP and you're faking something until you make it, it does something with the psychology of your mind, and it goes back to the original concept of LARP, which is, you're immersing yourself into a role, you're live action role playing, and you're believing you're this character or this role that you are role playing as, and you immerse yourself so much that you start to think that you're actually that person. And that's why modern LARPing is very, like I said, right now it has a negative connotation, but if you do it properly, it's really fun. One thing, it's really, really fun, because if you do it properly, a lot of people don't know that you're actually LARPing, and it gives you the satisfaction of doing things that people wouldn't have suspected that you do. And it's really fun, because they have no idea that you don't know shit about the topic that you're LARPing about. You're just doing it for the love of the game, and it turns out that if you actually like doing it for the love of the game, it's not even part of the love of the game anymore. It becomes a part of who you are as a person forever, I guess. So there's many ways you can do this. There's many things that are counted as LARPing now. Nowadays that term is thrown around so much that if you're just trying to indulge yourself into a new hobby, even just a little bit, even if you're just barely dipping your toes into a new hobby, people consider it LARP. And it's just a common Gen Z term that's going around on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and all that bullshit. Everyone thinks everything is LARP, and that's not necessarily the case. But like I said, if you end up doing it properly, it could change so many things about your life that you don't even realize it's changing until you reflect and you look back and you realize that you LARPing in said topic ended up becoming a part of who you are. And now it's not even LARPing anymore. It's just part of who you are. And it's great and it's awesome. Like one of the things that I'm trying to LARP right now, and if there's even a single person that ends up watching this crap, I mean, they're gonna know I'm LARPing because I'm over here trying to talk like I'm a professional YouTuber or whatever, and that's just not the case. This is my second actual in person, not in person video. This is the second actual video that I'm doing of recording myself just talking about straight nonsense, and I'm trying to act confident, and I'm LARPing that I'm confident, but inside right now I wouldn't. I'm very introverted. I'm a very introverted person, but I've been doing this at work. I have been LARPing like a confident person, and I've been LARPing like I'm some sort of confident, like outgoing, very extroverted person in settings that other people that know me aren't around. And whenever I LARP to these other people that have no idea who I am, it's just really interesting to see how I act and how I come across myself, how I put myself to others when there's people around me that have no idea who I am, and I just end up. I've LARPed my way into some crazy situations, and it's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fun. So yeah, it's a weird thing. Like the modern idea of LARPing is like I said, it's there's a lot of negative connotation to it because there's so many people right now that are just going to the extreme to LARP and trying to be something that there aren't. So much so like that it just comes off as being a poser. And I'm not saying to LARP in that way. Unless you want to and you want to try it out, sure, go ahead by all means. But I like the idea. I used to also throw it around as like a stupid TikTok term because it's just funny and it was another trending TikTok topic or whatever. But now I LARP for the love of the game to get myself into these different hobbies and get myself into different activities and interests, TV shows, whatever the fuck the case may be. Confidence, trying to act like I'm confident, and it's just really weird because it's altering my chemistry in my brain to make me think that I'm actually this said person on whatever it is that I'm trying to do, and it's really interesting and it's really intriguing, and it helps you develop more as a person. And if you LARP correctly on whatever it is that you want to do, you it will get to the point where you're not even faking it anymore and it's just part of who you are. And then now you can say that you're actually a person of this interest or hobby or career path, whatever the case may be. You can actually say that that's part of who you are now, and it's really interesting. And I love doing it because it's just so fun. It's so fun to act like it's so fun to act like you're already experienced in a certain thing, and even though you're not, if you confidently act like you're him and whatever it is that you're doing, like you will see yourself acting like you're actually him, and then it turns out that it ties into self-image. And if you actually believe that you're him in this said topic that you're trying to LARP about, it alters your self-image, and then you actually believe to the point where you are good at this topic, and then it turns out that you're naturally good at it just from thinking that you're good about it, and it all coincides together and it just meshes together, and then it turns out that you're not even faking this shit anymore. You're actually him on this fucking topic, and it's really cool, and I love doing it. It's really fun. I'm just talking nonsense now, but if anyone gets anything from value out of this stupid video, It's just that don't be afraid to LARP. Don't be afraid to be called out for being a LARPer, I guess. But the reason why is just because don't LARP to the extreme. You know, just do what it is that you want to do, and eventually just act like you're good at it. Act like you're good at it, and act like you own that shit in this topic or whatever the case may be. And eventually, with time, you're going to see yourself actually being good in this topic. And it's so crazy to think about. And I've been LARPing so many things, and I've noticed that it's actually brought about different aspects that I would have never have thought had been possible in my life, because I always saw myself as just this super introverted, super loner person that doesn't want to go out, doesn't like going out, hates the idea of talking to people. And I remember last year, it was around the end of the year, around Christmas time, that I decided that I was going to be done with this shit. And I was just going to act like I was super confident, and I was going to just start doing just these random things that I would have never have imagined myself doing. And now I'm actually to the point where I am actually doing them for the love of the game. And no, I'm not doing it for the love of the game anymore. I'm doing it because I actually enjoy doing it, and it's part of who I am now. And I hope people will be able to LARP their ways into discovering things about themselves that they would have never have thought to have been possible if they didn't fake it until they made it. That's the whole gist of this video, and that's why I think the concept of LARP is, one, it's really funny. I think it's hilarious when people don't know that you're LARPing, because it's fucking hilarious. But that's only if you do it correctly. If you do it too much, then of course people will catch on, and you're gonna get yourself into trouble. But I just want people to, to fake it until they make it, until they become it. And it's really cool, and I think it's fantastic. The concept of LARP will never leave me. The LARP never stops. If you're not LARPing, you're not living. There's so many other sayings right now that have to do with LARP. I just can't think of anything right now. My brain has a lot of brain rot, and I can't think of anything. I can't think of any more terms for LARP, but I think people should do it. It's really fun. Go out and LARP. You're going to enjoy yourself, and next thing you know, you're going to find yourself so good at LARPing that you're not even going to be LARPing anymore. It's just part of who you are, and it's going to be part of who you are until the end of time. Fuck, it's hot as shit out here. I don't know why I did this outside, but anyways, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. If anyone got any value out of this, even though I didn't have a clear, concise pathway of what the hell I was just talking about, I mean, a thumbs up would be great. If not, you don't even have to like this video. It's just I'm just speaking nonsense, and I just wanted to talk about the concept of LARP. But that is it. Goodbye.